Hello. Hello. How's this doing? How are we doing? My desk is so covered in things. Let me see if I can even like make room for my tablet. Should have done this before. Hello! It's been a minute. There was house moving happening. That's mostly it. Anemia, I guess. That's a big problem to deal with. Alright. Hello. Hello, Quinn. Hello, Onion. Hello, Blah. Onion, I see your recommendations. They are very good. I'm gonna start with Caesar. Well, let me I should really explain what we're doing and everything. Probably?
I love this show!
Oh. Let's switch over. Who am I? There I am. Is it picking up, though, is the thing. Did that work? There we go. I can't change my faces because, this keyboard doesn't have a numpad, but that's fine. So yes, we're doing a sort of bone game. Thank you. We're we're doing a sort of bone. I forgot to transition, and John came over and pointed at my screen very carefully. We're doing a sort of bone game where I will be trying to draw the anatomy of cartoon their skeletal structures underneath their bodies. So I think what we're gonna do is like lower the opacity and how should we do this? Yeah, we'll lower the opacity and then maybe later, like, put a background on it or something. This is good for now, I think. I can also, if I wanted... Does that make sense? Does this help anyone? Oops. Is this useful? Not really. This doesn't change the effect that much. That's okay. It's alright. We'll just do the opacity. Alright. I remember watching Clone High and getting really tilted about Caesar's ear. There's a lot to break down here. Uh, hold on. Oh, you can tell I haven't streamed in a good bit. Okay. So, what I want to do, if I haven't explained it well enough, is we're gonna be, like, you know, figuring out where this guy's bones go. I think most of this one is gonna be an issue of figuring out how his head works, and I kinda might avoid it for a little minute. Do I need more room, or is this good? Because I don't want to zoom in. And how is our pen doing? Is this a good pen? do I like the pen that I'm using? I downloaded like 100 freaking pencils and uh well, we'll just have to draw some bones for warm up. That's the other thing, is I'm not warmed up at all. Okay, so okay. Hmm. Uh okay. So we have some landmarks, you know? Like human there's only so much uh that to work with, right? So we're gonna do stabilization. Sorry if I fiddle with the pens a bunch. It's as if I haven't drawn at my computer since the last time I streamed. We want to we know his nose has to be sort like oh, this is gonna be a lot of erasing. I'm so sorry. Let me get like some landmarks down so I'm not just like it looks like we're doing something. Is this it's okay. So we'll do that. That's his skull, right? We know that. I say that a lot. Normal skull as a reference point, maybe. I don't know if we can do that. I mean, so like I'm not saying I can draw a human skull without reference. That's a whole like anatomical thing that I haven't practiced very much. But it basically it generally goes like this. You have a hole where your nose comes out, and then your eyes have to go in these holes, right? And then you have your cheekbones, right? And then your teeth are like right there. They sort of nestle right under the nose hole. Right? So that's the a typical human skull, and then this like prominence determines how much of a brown line you have, and then the rest of that is, you know, it's there. There's a hole back here where your neck starts going, and then your jaw is a separate piece that hinges here into this. Yeah, you have 7 neck bones also. That's just a thing with like most. So, okay, anyway. This is not a great skull, but you know, it's how a skull is supposed to work. Uh and like there are some other rules, you know, like uh your eyes are like halfway up your face, and then like it starts going back that way around here. Right? Sure. No one's gonna correct me. Like, I kind of wish I had someone in chat who is like, actually, your skulls are fucked up. Because I don't want to be the authority on skulls in this conversation. But I have to be. This is fine. I'm not drawing teeth. Fuck teeth. But, you know, they're there. So, this is what we have to do this somehow. We have to make this somehow. Um, uh, so, so, okay, what are the landmarks that we've established here? We've got the eye socket, right? Got the nose hole. Uh, cheekbones have to, like, the cheekbone jaw area, right? And then there has to be a hole at the back where your neck comes out, okay? So we're gonna try. This has already like thrown me so far off that I have to like just remember what skulls look like. Um so here's the thing. Caesar does not have a nose in the traditional way. Like it doesn't do that. It's not between his eyes. His I think his skull has to have a hole here for the nose and then two eye holes like that. Right? So this is a nostril. I'm feeling my face. Maybe I should turn on camera. Because I'm feeling my face. Uh, we've got a hole. There's the bone at the inside of the nose. I don't know what that is, but it turns into the like split between your nostrils, I guess. Okay, okay. Uh, hmm. Got a hole for the ear, I guess. I don't know how the ear hole works exactly. So we're just gonna ignore it. I think it's just a hole and stuff comes into it. So we'll just leave that for now. We can also be pretty confident about the eyes, right? I'm thinking about how much I'm putting into the skull on this, and his body is pretty normal, like proportionally, but I don't know how, like, I know a lot more about how the skull works than how ribs work. You can see how much I know about the skull, so. We'll do this, I guess. This is like, also how much of this is perspective? Like, is he facing this way or a kind of, 3/4? Is this 3/4 or 1/2? We're gonna need to reference deer skulls. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, these bags are under his eyes. We can use that as a reference for where the nose has to be, right? Is that helpful at all to me? This is the. So we know this. We know this. We know that. I think. Let me turn this eraser down. Why is it so big? I think. Okay. We'll do it this way. Okay. Okay. See now, the jaw feels like it should be here, but it's not. Where are his cheekbones? What do we do with his cheekbones? This is really a lot to think about. I do think we need deer skulls. So, like, we know. Let's assume his teeth rest about where his lips close. So he is smiling, so they have to rest more like this. Right? We'll give him his teeth like that. This is his chin. and also teeth, so I'm gonna let's give him a this is really breaking me. This guy does cheeks a little bit differently. This guy is reinventing the cheek market. Is this neck? When does this become neck? So we know he has to have some vertebrae, right? Does his spine, like, go all the way up to... I think it has to. I think his neck has to go all the way up there. I think that's how that works. So we're just gonna... And I did say, like, all animals have 7 vertebrae. All... No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I said. There are 7 neck bones, right? Like, that's the thing about giraffes, is like they have the same amount of bones, it's just they're really long and they, right? In the neck specifically versus the human. Someone might wanna look that up for me, if you wouldn't mind. This is the ear hole. I'm getting scared. This is that the cheekbone? We'll make this the cheekbone. This is the nose, but then, so that means there's no bone there. No bones there. But also you can see, so we know there's no flesh here because we can see this bit there. We can see past, okay, so this is like either flat or it comes from this side of his head. We're gonna say it comes from the other side of his head because we can only see one of his nostrils. So we're just gonna go ahead and call that, call this the bone, right? Oof. I think that's fine, but it doesn't really read. So I'm gonna just adjust these a bit. And how do we feel about this? How do we feel about this? Okay, we're going outside of what's actually there. Hold on. How do we feel about this? That works for me. That's not bad. Sorry, this was my first suggestion. No, it's exactly what it needed to be. Also, I'm gonna change his teeth a bit. I think I want... I'm sure they show the teeth in the show, but I feel like if he smiled, it would be like that. So we're gonna increase the teethage. I'm not giving him 32 teeth. We know that's not... I'm not doing that. I might give him 7 neck bones, but we're not giving him 32 teeth. And we have to be okay with that. Now, this is his jaw. How do we fit this? I'm gonna get rid of his back teeth. Give him a little... Who's it? His cheekbone should be here to hide my crimes, but it's not. So... I have to live with my sins, I guess. I've posted some teeth pics. Are you charging for them? Oh, okay. His teeth are pretty tall. I think my assumption is correct. What does that mean? We're doing this. We're doing that, we're not touching it anymore. That's fine. That's fine. That's his soft palate, I guess. And then he's got vertebrae. I'm not counting them. We're hiding my crimes back there. New era of Happy Lab is I'm okay hiding my crimes, and you better be too. Probably an herbivore. Well, we can see in chat in the teeth pics that he enjoys some grass. So, the joke there is that one of them has him smoking weed. Now, you know what? I'm pulling up a picture of a skeleton. We need to have just some ground rules here, okay? For my own sanity. How to draw a skeleton. Not what I wanted, but thank you. Sorry for sounds. Okay. Okay. Now, we're just gonna make it up, I think. He has to have a pelvis. So I don't, Is the shirt part of him? Or, I'm gonna assume his actual body shape is a little bit like that. So, we gotta have the ribs. I don't want to draw ribs. This should be easier, except that I don't know how bones work, like, in the torso. So, joke's on me, this challenge is impossible if you don't know anatomy to begin with. But, well, okay, not all of the characters are human, so this should be easier in a sense. That's not enough bones in his hands, actually. It's gotta have a really tiny thing, and then does that, and then... Your hands have so many more bones in them than I didn't think. Don't get fucked up about it. Don't get fucked up about it. How many bones could there be, Michael? Ribs are the funnest part. They better be. Okay, let's see. What do we got? We've got to connect this here. This has to go to the the chestus area, chest area, the sternum, and then everyone has a bow tie inside, not a bow tie. Everyone has a necktie inside of them, and that's your sternum. It's the spine is gonna be a pain because we can't see it really. Also, this is supposed to get wider, but it clearly doesn't. So no elbows for him. Okay, pelvis is next. We're doing pelvis. I'm not gonna. Should I? Are we going all the way out here? Does he have a butt that big? We're gonna say Caesar is a flat ass. Or it's all flesh. Pelvis time. Pelvis is also gonna hope I can hide my crimes on this one. So there's like a hole, right? And then that's where all your, like, all of your organs are. And then pelvic bits. And then it's like a saddle. It's like a little seat for your seat. And your tailbone goes here. No one can stop me. We wouldn't be able to see the fat on the ass anyway. Yeah, so there. So fuck off. New era. It, um Ooh, this is gonna be rough, Caesar. Uh, how do you like that? Does that feel good for you? It's not awful. I'll fill in the bones there in a minute. Uh, and then hippus? His hippus? Actually, I kind of want to put them there. No, this one definitely goes. Okay, this goes this way, right? So these are his hips. And knee. This is exhausting. Doctor, did you notice your hair change color in the mailbag video? People have been asking about this. Not in the moment, but I did watching the video. Does that answer your question? Now, we don't have a lot to go off of with his feet. I don't think they are shaped like that. But let's work with it. We've got his foot. We've got his foot, we've got his heel. And then you know, just everything else. I'm sorry. I wish I knew what I was talking about. Actually, let's make his foot more fucked up. Big heel. That's pretty good. I like that. I mean, it's something. Good might not be the right word. Where do your leg bones connect. Hold on. Hold on. Where do your leg bones connect? Is it the front and the back of the foot? Jaunt is giving me an example. I can't tell where the bones are. Are those two bones? Those are two bones. Oh, I see. Okay, so if this is your foot, right? Right? Then this one connects like that, and then this one's on the back side there, I think. And then uh that's not really legible, is it? That's fine. But one's like on the outside and one's on the front inside. It's the same as your arm. Is it though? I can't tell how the... It's sort of the same as the... So like if your hand is this, this is a hand, right? Then your your arm bones do that. Like they connect there. But your foot, if you're looking at a foot, I think it's more like one connects here, like on the top of your heel, and the other one's like back there. Like if we're foreshortening, then it's like that. I think. Hi Shiv, bye Shiv, good to see you. Well, this is Caesar's anatomy, so it's not, it doesn't have to be perfect. How's that? That's not awful. And then we just do it again. Uh, let's make his knee, like, yeah, if we do that, we can explain his prominent knees. Okay, that. But actually, there's a bunch of weird square bones between metatarsals. Yeah, I'm electing to ignore that. For one, I don't think I could fit it exactly. Uh, for two, I don't, I don't know them. So what did I say? Did I do that? I did this one backwards. This is supposed to be like out there, and then that. That. I'll just throw some shapes in there. That's not terrible. Okay, I've elected Have I elected? I have not elected. It's fine. How do we feel about this? How are we feeling? This should be on the inside, probably. Sure. That's fine. That's fine. Uh, okay, let's see. Rib cage, right? So I feel like his ribs end about there. So we're gonna do this. And that. And just wing it. We're just gonna wing it. Our ribs work, fuck. We're just gonna wing it. So eh. He doesn't have wings, but I'm telling you right now, we're just gonna wing it. This attaches here, right? Gotta make it like square though, so this is foreshortened in a very annoying way. There's also like shoulder bones that I cannot pay attention to. God, there's so many bones. Humans have too many bones, man. Like, surely we don't need all of them, right? I have too few bones? I don't know. I have an annoying amount of bones. And I still think we could do with fewer. An accurate count of my bones has never been completed. Now, the trick to a realistic looking rib cage is not to make it look right, it's to add a couple of these. Uh, where they like half attach. I think they're called floating. I think that's it. He doesn't seem to have a second arm in this photo, so that's fine, I guess. And if I just color all this, we can hide my we can avoid doing perspective work more than we had to already. We should add more bones. This perspective ain't about perspective, it's about bones. Yeah, exactly. We're not here for uh any of that. Eh, You know, as an artist, you have to study anatomy and you have to choose what you prioritize. And ideally, you would learn everything. But you only have so much time and you can only grow so quickly. And today we're choosing anatomy and nothing else. I think this is Caesar. How does it look? Yeah, that's Caesar. We're gonna be happy with this. We're choosing to be happy with this. Moving to the next one. Um, I picked out. Let me see. Should we do? I have Dib here. I'm gonna do Dib. If only because he's already in my. Oops. That's a big Dib. If only because he's already in the file. Uh, After that, I will go back to other suggestions from chat, namely Aaron. Hairbone. Yeah, he's gotta have a hairbone. Was Dip done on Drawfee? I feel like no, but I also immediately thought of him for this. Whatever. Okay. What are we doing? We're drawing. This one might go faster. Yes, I'm also open to other suggestions still, but uh it's what we got. Okay, so nose easy, right? Got a pretty stable uh start there. Ear also not so bad. So this is skin. We know his hair, his skull goes basically out to there, right? But like this is all pretty set in bone. Uh Teeth wise, hmm. Do like jaw? Now, are his eyes actually this large? I think so, because we see that this is his eyebrow. So his eye goes, his socket goes like at least out to here. It is somewhat obscured by the glasses, but I think this is a safe assumption. It is also a lowered eyebrow, so we can go a bit higher even. Let's just go all the way. Teeth, 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 teeth. We'll do this. How do we feel about this? If this wasn't done by someone else, this was done on the show. Uh, lower jaw. There's a couple skeleton shots in comics. We'll have to see how I do. I guess this one we can actually compare. Also, I want to do the teeth a little more. We have enough space here for real teeth. Sort of. That's not bad. Jaw. That goes there. You see a shot of his dad's skeleton? Yeah. It's been a minute since I kept up with. You say that, like, is that in the comics or is that just a thing that is in the show that I should know about? In the movie. Okay. Neck again. And then everyone's favorite necktie. A pretty average pelvis. Let me see. So his legs have to go out to here. They're so small compared to his head. I have no room. I'm not doing his feet bones. His feet are just feet. There's no bones in there. No bones in the feet. Sorry. Maybe next year. There's two bones in the feet. There's heel and there's foot. Or toe. This is knee. This is knee now. Famously average pelvis. Yeah, it's one of his defining features is he has an average pelvis. Everyone, if you're not a real Invader Zim fan. If you're like, I don't know how you could get through the show and not have learned this about it. It's like on par with Zim being an alien. Zim's an alien and Dim is an average pelvis. What do you want from me? Zim's an alien. I guess you weren't there for the Invader Zim arc where they revealed that Zim was an alien the whole time. I guess that's some deep lore. Okay, I need to sketch this guy's pelvis because I'm losing track of shapes. So this is his hip bone. I know that's not a bone, it's just part of anyway. And then it has to go like back here, I guess. How are we doing with that? How does this feel? We might not be able to see that part. Okay, that makes it easier. We can't see that, which means there's more room for pelvis. Everything's easier when you have more room for pelvis. And then it like attaches and then blooms, right? It attaches here and then it goes whoop and forms like a ridge. So I'm doing this at tiny scale. So it attaches and then goes whoop and forms a ridge. It attaches and goes whoop and forms a ridge. Okay. That's how you learn to draw. Never be afraid to come up with sounds that help you explain how things work. Now for his tiny little arm bones. Is this his elbow here? We're gonna make it his elbow. Pinky. All the rest of his fingers. Wrist. Hold on. No, wait, let's do this right. Wrist. Palm. Palm region. Actually, I think this is his thumb. That doesn't really matter though. And then all the rest of his fingers. I'm not disconnecting. Well, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. No, we won't, because he only has two fingers, so no need. You don't need your internal palm bones when like here's what I'm picturing this translates into. A normal hand is like this, right? And the internal bits have to support those structures. And then you have your wrist. But for Dib, he's got this. So this is these and then these split into 3 bits, okay? So he's got this. His thumb connects here. So 1, 2, These are 3 bits. And then, because there's already... So actually what it should be is, like, there's already the, palm is built already, so it should be 1 bone like that, and 1 bone, and 1 bone, and 1 bone. And that forms that forms his 2-fingered hand. And then this is 1 long bone and then a short. As opposed to human hand, which normally works like this. It's like that. So if I want to redraw this to look like that, we want 1 bone. Okay, well, I forgot his wrist again. Still need a wrist. Give him a wrist. And then we have 1 bone like this, and another bone like this, and then his thumb, the rest of his thumb, and then the rest of his other finger. Yeah, a little crab claw. Like that. And then the ribs, we'll just do them simple wise, I guess, if you can call them simple. So you have to go in here within his silhouette. And then his pelvis is there, and this is a hip bone. This. Hello! Lactoso, welcome. These kids are probably only has a few ribs, of course. That's true. When do you get all of your ribs? For all we know, he could still have a soft spot, a skull. That would be in character, I feel. Just making things up about Dib. He has a normal pelvis and he has a soft spot still in his skull. This is in front. And his... Well, hold on. Let's bring this in a bit so I have more room for his bone. There we go. Let's bring his bone in so I have more room for his bone. Do that. Got the pelvis hole. The hole goes. I don't really understand how that works. It's in the front, so I do have to draw this. That looks fine. I don't really understand how the shoulders work, but that's okay too. I think this is Dib. I don't think we can add much more to this. Well, let me make his spine weaker. Let's give him a weaker spine. There, that feels right. And that gives me room to draw this, the tailbone a bit. Is that everything? Oh, his hair bone. Gotta have a hair bone. So, how would this make it like a finger bone? Is it prehensile? Can it hold things? I don't think so. But I am gonna give it a a twisting action like the arm. There. That feels this feels right. This feels safe. Shall we look without the reference? That feels right. Your baby ribs fall out and your adult ribs grow in. Right. Okay. This feels good. Some kind of bird. Yeah. I mean, actually, now that I look at it, that's definitely how bird wings work. Like, if we just. That's absolutely what he is. How are we doing? It's always some kind of bird. Not always. I posted Canon Doctor Membrane in Discord. Let me bring that over. What does this look like? What do we got? Oh my god, he's got a lot of bones up there. I thought it was maybe one. That's a lot of bones. That's not so bad. Uh, I'm glad. I'm glad. He's staying true to his father. I like this one. I'm actually pretty happy with this one. Can I do Snoopy? That's a good one. Let's do Snoopy. Let's pull up a Snoopy. Snoopy. My microphone is right in the way of the texting. The typing. The area where fuck. What is wrong with me? The search bar. Um, let me see. There's a few Snoopies to pick from. Sometimes he has eyes on both, on all the way on one side of his head, and sometimes he has only one eye. Uh, is it like cheating if I do a basic Snoopy? Let's do an easier Snoopy, and then we can. Oops. Accidentally just copied the entire Wikipedia page for Snoopy. Thankfully caught that before posting it into this file. So we've got this Snoopy, but I feel like the other, like, classic image is this this come on, this one, which is a little bit different anatomically. What do we think? Anatomy of Swoopy, back to basics. Should go back to Swoopy sometimes. Oh, Onion posted the skeleton also. Ooh, okay. Give me a second here. Let's compare. Let's see what we got. So this is the comic. That's number 1, and number 2. I love the cartoon pelvis. That's really good. He also seems to have a solid rib cage. I don't know how they got his jaw up there, because that's definitely not where his lower jaw is. How they gave him an underbite when he looks like this is really impressive. But he also has a canonical hair bone, and that's good. Okay. Raise those. Whichever is harder. The requester, your name is Andrea, right? It says whichever is harder. So we're gonna do the harder one, which is this one. For sure. But I'll keep the other Snoopy there for moral support, I guess. Ooh, I sat on my foot too long, and it's about to wake up. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. So, nose is here. I'm gonna look up a canine skeleton real quick for personal reference. Interesting. Fascinating. Okay. Feet bones are gonna be so bad on this one. Yeah. So, canine skull. We're gonna put this big hole here. Should it be centered? It can be centered, I guess. Like, if these are nostrils. Okay, I think it would be like this. Like on a dog's skull, a dog snout does this, right? And then you get the dog nose is like this, but the actual hole is like that. So that works. Hard to believe Snoopy has bones at all. Wait, what? Snoopy has bones, it is an invertebrate, so I'm excited to see the results of your study. Thank you. You know, the science is out on Snoopy, and it's possible that this might turn up some interesting results. Of course, some of the best science is theory crafting. A kind of worm. Yeah. Oh my god. How many windows am I supposed to have open? Because I have too many. So this is a hole. Goes back there. I lost the skull reference again. Okay. That just goes in there, I guess. So I I think it has to like go through his head. Dogs don't have the little dogs don't have the little spade shape that humans have. It's just a circle, which feels which is upsetting in a way. Like that's just a hole straight through his head. Just there it goes. Okay. I'll render that out a bit more later. Which means he has big teeth here. Duh, duh. Is that too many teeth? Who cares? New era. Who cares? I'm gonna put too many teeth on this dog and you can't stop me. Oh god. Okay. I think we need more landmarks before we hit the mouth. How? Hmm. Hmm. Okay, dog eyes are funny. Uh, it kind of does this. Oh, they do have a like ridge at the top of their head though, so that's just normal. Ugh. This is the front. This is. I wish cartoon characters would stop doing this, but that's okay. That's okay. What is this? What? Hold on. Okay, so we know this is not like we do a really quick bone breakdown. We know this is like that's jaw, and then eye goes like that. What is this? Hmm? Is it like in sperm whales where it's like a like an electromagnetic sac? Do you know what I'm talking about? What is this? I'm gonna make. I think it's like a sperm whale. I don't know what else to do with that. It's a melon on a beluga. Yeah. Am I thinking of belugas and not sperm whales? I think sperm whales have something else. If I'm thinking of belugas. Snoopy has echolocation. So I'm switching to a beluga skull. We're not doing dog skull. This is a... We're going beluga skull. So, uh, so this is, okay. So ignore this. We're not doing this. That's a dog skull. What we're doing instead is, where the hell do their eyes go? I think I need to bring this over. This is a beluga skull. Oop, that's too much. Nope, that's also too much. There we go. But, it's gonna bother me. It's fine. It's fine! So, where are beluga eyes? How does this work? Oh, they're so cute. This doesn't have an eye on it, but it helps a little bit. Their eyes are like here. Like this, I think. And then the like that. They're very cute when they have their whole head there. So Snoopy's turn to be a beluga. Um, Do they not have no- Oh, they have blowholes, right. Okay, that kind of works. Okay, okay. So, can we do that to Snoopy? Now, let me think this through. He's got a mandible, apparently. Snoopy does not have a blowhole. Does he? What is this? A proboscis? Should I look up monkeys? We can assume his nostril is here, right? So we're gonna put his nostrils there, and then God, this is so much to think about. We'll still give him like this really skinny little. I think you did not miss a skeleton. We're figuring out if Snoopy is has a blowhole or not. Uh, I think, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna give him a sort of flat upper palate thing, like a rostrum is apparently what it's called. Can we get a poll mods about whether Snoopy has a blowhole or not. Let's feel this out. What do we got? This can be up. This can go up. Okay. This actually makes him somewhat symmetrical, sort of. This is a hole. That's a hole, but the nose, like... Hold on. This is not the right shape. This has to go out there. Out there. Pole's open. Does Snoopy have a blowhole? Vote correctly. I assume the results of this poll they'll have no effect on what I draw because I'm at the whims of whatever's happening right now, but it will contribute to anatomical sciences, and that's more important. Vote with your brains and also your heart. I would love to see arguments in chat either way. He had a flower growing out of his head in first appearance. Does that... Okay, also important, his nose that we see might not be the blowhole. The blowhole might be elsewhere. Please tell me what you think. Does that make sense? Does that work? That kind of works. And then, so the nose is, we're looking at him head on, the nose is here, but the hole for it is like here. So, I'll do this. Snoopy does, in fact, have a blowhole 4-1, I believe. Yes, 4-1. Pretend I voted no. So 3-2. I am excited to see your papers at the next conference. The presentations, I'm sure, will be enthralling. I don't know enough about blowholes. I guess it's like... I think it just ignores the throat entirely. Like, normally... Like, you've got your lungs and your mouth and nose area. And normally they kind of do that. But a blowhole is like, you got your mouth and your... This is your blowhole and your lungs. And it just doesn't do that. That's what I think. That's what I'm... I need someone to correct me. I can't be spreading misinformation. According to this illustration... Actually, this is very interesting. Are we getting too far off topic? According to this illustration, the larynx goes through Are you looking at this? The larynx goes through the esophagus? It is not just a nose that moves to the top of the head. At least in a beluga, the mouth goes to the esophagus. I don't know what happens out here. They might connect. But the trachea goes to the blowhole, because that one's for breathing. Right? That one's for breathing, and this one's for, like, echolocating and shit. So... what the fuck? Larynx is a voice box. So, yeah. No, okay. So, they make voices here.
This is water.
They make voices here with their blowhole, but they breathe. They also breathe with their blowhole. And then mouth goes to stomach. So, oops. So, voice and breath go through here, and then food goes to stomach, goes that way. This is fucked up, though. Why does it do that? Don't they have, like, I would kind of understand if it was the esophagus going through the trachea, because you're eating food. And, like, like, if you had to have one thing go through the other, you would want the food to make it all the way to your stomach, right? I guess they don't have to breathe with their mouth, though. Right? So, you don't... choking isn't as much of a hazard. Also, this says tongue. I think that's just referring to this, but the fact that all of this is red is... something. I need a marine biologist on this, and I can't have stream turn into researching this, but maybe I will after. I'm looking at other things and I think maybe esophagus just goes to one side or the other. This diagram is misleading, maybe? Well, we'll ignore. I'll do some research after stream, so I'm not, like, spreading misinformation about how belugas work. But that's still fucked up. Was I drawing on the wrong layer? No. Okay, we're good. Maybe it has flesh part that ties it to trachea? It would make sense if it, like, had some reason to move the muscles around there. Like supporting the larynx, or moving stuff out of the way. If someone else wants to research, that would be a big help. Otherwise, I will do it after stream, so we're not totally derailing. Back to Snoopy, I guess. I hope that's not what's going on with Snoopy. I'm gonna give you a normal lower jaw. Really fucked up. Belugas are fucked up. I didn't know. Even just the skull, like, that's... It has a nose, basically, and a brain, or a brain protection zone, and then their jaw is just disconnected and uses, like, only muscles. That's messed up. I shouldn't have brought belugas into this. My absolute hubris to think I could comprehend a beluga in the time it took to draw Snoopy.
Art is science.
Yeah.
Science is art. Art is doctor. Doctor is scientist.
Yeah, baby. Absolute hubris. Doctor is man. Man is folly. Folly is inevitable. How's that for Taera's human? These are teeth. I'm so scared of Snoopy now. This is so much harder than it was a few minutes ago. We've learned too much. We've seen things we weren't supposed to know. Stream is a real different vibe now. Okay, wait, I want this like that. I think the eyes have to be one of those fucked up, like, yeah, there's a hole for the eye, but it's really just loose in there. We take for granted that the human skull, like, has a place for eyes, you know? Like, you look at a human skull and you're like, oh, that's basically, like, oh, the eyes fit. The eyes are the size of the holes they go in. A dog skull is like, there's a hole, but the eye is just kind of there. Just kind of floating in it. I don't know. Let me make this better. Uh, this should go further out, and then what am I doing here? Cheekbones. Cheekbones. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. That feels fitting. Let me just, like, bring that in. Yeah. There you go, something. And then give him his little vertebrae. Itty bitty vertebrae. Do we want to look up dog ribs? Are we concerned about dog ribs? Hmm. I wish my trachea went through my esophagus like that. I feel like you could make some interesting noises, probably. Uh, dog ribs. Dogs. You okay, dogs? No animals feel like they should be functional. Sorry, animals. This one looks like a Tim Burton a little bit. I can see that. It's got, what's the ghost dog from Nightmare Before Christmas? Oh, I forgot dogs have... dogs. Okay. So this is gonna have a scapula. But then his humerus goes... Wait, which way does that go? Like that? Oh god. 'Cause... you know what? Fuck it. You gotta find a balance between humorously realistic and uh like cartoonishly plausible and uh getting stuck on dog bones isn't gonna help us. I will give him claws though. I think. Wait, how the... Oh, I see. His hand is going like this. Okay. So... Animated skeleton dog from Corpse Bride. That's also, yeah. A lot of Tim Burton dogs. So this is his thumb is like hidden here. So I'll give him... And then ulna and radius. Right? Or his elbow's like here. So ulna and radius. I don't know which is which, but it's fine. Dogs have a fricked up humerus. Uh, Humorous. Haha. That's a joke. And then scapula. Yeah. It's dog humorous. How many ribs does a dog have? That's a lot. I'm not doing that. But go look it up, I guess. Tommy? Tommy? Does anyone know why dogs have spines on their vertebrae? Like, what does that do? Might be for running? Because it's cool as fuck. I wish I had spines. Bigger ones. There's not a lot of room for this scapula, is the thing. I thought I had it one and done, but now I'm like, it's just not, there's simply not enough room for the scapula. Where the, do you even have a shoulder, Snoopy? It's like here. You don't have a shoulder. Okay. Then tiny little, which means I'm putting your scapula down here. And then we can draw your cool spines. I'm going over the border a little bit just to have them show up, but know that it doesn't make me happy. I don't know how a dog pelvis works, and I'm not gonna try, so we'll do something. Got your knees. Now, what's going on with your feet? Hmm? What's going on with your legs? Where are your knees? Is this a knee? I think that qualifies as a knee to me. But I don't think you really have... I don't think that, like, does anything for us. You know what? No knees. All... maybe some knee, because I can picture Snoopy bending his leg. Dogs have spines on their vertebrae primarily for muscle attachment and support to allow movement and to provide origins for muscles of the back and limbs. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Does Snoopy not even bend his leg? Because I feel like they would bend in the middle, not near the foot. Just really short leggies. Well, I'm picturing, like, if he squatted. If we had Snoopy squat, he would, like... what would he do? Like that? Is that a squatting Snoopy? I think he could bend his legs, but I think it would be a bone that comes out of his foot or something. Like, it's an extra, there would be some flesh stretching out of the way, right? So, but when they walk, they just move their legs. He's like horse legs. Snoopy's legs seem to be mostly cartilaginous from these images I'm seeing. Hmm. Should I not give him any bones in his legs? Okay, I think his legs have to start there, so do that, and then that feels good to me. having a single leg bone is cute. It is cute. I'm just struggling. Can he bend his legs? I want to be real. I want to be true to Snoopy. Can Snoopy bend his legs? In my heart, I think he can. Here's what we do. Pelvis up here. Up here. Humerus. Humerus? That's not humerus. Femur starts up here. Goes to about here. Like that. Just a chunky little thigh bone. And then pelvis, fucking, it's fine. It's like his butt's here, so I feel like his pelvis could even go up there. So, pelvis. Oops. Sternum. And this is all tummy, so that's good. This is feeling all right. Uh, sure. Gotta make sure he has a spine in there, which I guess goes like that. And then tail. On a note of horse bones, I was reading about horses recently and found that they seemingly have more organ-related issues than bones problems, like a lot of gastrointestinal issues. Isn't there What's the animal that like has to run to digest? Might be horses. Like they need the muscles moving. Okay, do a foot. This isn't terrible because there is actually a bone on dogs that goes back this way. Humans do, walking does help digest. That is true. Maybe it's just most animals. I think this is Snoopy. I think that's all there is to do here. I think we've cracked it. It's just a little creature. Just a little guy. Those toes or something. Dogs have weird toes. I don't know what to tell you. I love the position at the end of this, after I finish panicking and everything is solved, where I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I was guided only by the forces of truth. And there's nothing wrong here. Would be a fun game for people who weren't on stream to post only the skeletons and see if they can guess who the original characters were. Dib, if you know Dib, I think you would guess Dib. How did we do for... Where are my other layers? There's no way you guess Caesar, though. Oh, did I move this by accident? There we go. I would have said Sam, but that's because I never watched that show and don't know their names. Why does Dib have a hair bone? That's actually canon. But also because it's funny. But it just like, I don't want to bring canon knowledge into this. This is a separate research project, but it's good. It's a good detail. Ugh, okay. Let me drink some water. We have been going for 2 hours. I did start a bit late, but it has been 2 hours. And I don't think I can do another one of these quickly. This is an intensive research project. Yeah, see, it's canon. His dad has a whole prehensile thing going on. Is there something quick I can do to make up for starting late, or you think we're done? Maybe I can do the other Snoopy really quick. How's that? See if we've learned anything. So, what did I say? We've got... God, this is awful. Okay. Teeth, 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 teeth. That's your cue. I'm disappointed. Where is it? Come on. Is it even still on the sheet? I hope it is. On the
Power
menu.
of a brass horn with the nuances of a woodwind instrument.
Okay. You know what I'm asking. Halfway. Is the other one not available, or am I like setting you up to fail? Oh my god. I guess it's not available. I could swear. Or is it a message from No, I don't think it is. Teeth, teeth, teeth. I smell Cheerios. Are you sure it's in the C2 sound alerts? I thought it was. I may be entirely misremembering. And for that I apologize. I completely set you up to fail.
I'm praying.
Thank you. I was completely lost in the sauce during that. Beatboxing is Snoopy's kind of a beatboxing puppy, right? If he writes poetry, right? Slam poet puppy? Beef boxing? What? Does he fight cows? That's what it says? That is not what it says. That's a beatboxing. Is that what the prompt, what the thing is labeled for us? That's what it... I'm a little confused vis-a-vis beef boxing puppy. Is anyone gonna clarify? Is it just what it's called in the Cable 2 menu, or... 'cause that's definitely not what it is in the movie. But the name of the alert lie says beef blocking. Okay, it was a joke way back when. Okay, okay. I'm sorry for doubting, I guess. Let's... I don't want to work on this anymore, so let's finish it up. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. And... tail. Ear.
On this network, I want a joke.
Uh, what do you call a fish with no eyes? Fish. Okay, we're done. Thank you all for coming. It's great to have you. It's great to be back. And I hope, I should be able to keep this up. I might change, the stream time a little bit, but it'll still be Saturdays. And yeah, let's do a quick review. I already kind of did, but here we go. We've got Snoopy, our good pal Snoopy, a normal dog named Snoopy. I don't know why it came out like that. We have Dib. I like Dib a lot. I feel like that came out really well. And Julius Caesar. Snoopy is still a ghost. Hold on. Julius Caesar. Which, actually, of the ones we did, is maybe easiest. Like, figuring out was hard, but it ended up making sense. Not so unusually. His feet are fucked. I don't know what's going on there, but not hard to parse as a skeleton anymore. But yeah, thank you all for coming. It's great to have you. Great to be doing this again. I should be back regularly. Hopefully, I have more energy lately, so should be easier to keep up with. And I think that's everything I have to say about it. I will see you all another time. Oh, and I'll try to research beluga anatomy and see what's going on there. Alright. Bye-bye. Love y'all. See you around. And hit the transition button.